Much of Montana, as its name might suggest, is made of mountains, and this region of the United States is rich with magnificent wilderness. The system of U.S. national parks was expanded into what it is today by President Teddy Roosevelt from 1901, and in a nation with a mixed reputation in matters green, they are a shining conservation showcase. Glacier National Park in northern Montana covers an area of 1,500 square miles of the Rocky Mountains. It's home to mountain lions, rare Canadian lynx, wolverines, and black and grizzly bears. Wow. That is so beautiful. Stunning. As a geologist working here, Dan Faber has an enviable job. Pretty hard to take this for granted.
I come down here at lunch and look at it periodically just to make sure I don't ever take it for granted.
Good air.
Yeah, this water is so clear.
Isn't it staggeringly clear?
You can look down on the fish. Because it's a very deep lake, 478 feet deep, it'll remain very, very cold for a very long time, and that's one of the reasons that it's so clear. Nothing basically can grow in it.
I'm bound to ask you the obvious question when you get to a Glacier National Park. One of the best-known apparent effects of global warming is the melting of glaciers, and here we are in a Glacier National. Have you detected that? Is that are you a believer in global warming?
I measure it, so yes, I am. Essentially, our glaciers have gotten smaller and smaller, and the rate at which they're getting smaller is accelerating, and we don't anticipate that we'll have any left by 2020 to 2030.
If in 10 years' time they discovered incredibly valuable minerals or indeed fossil fuels here, nothing's going to stand in the way of that, is it? No matter.
Well, if it was the last source for that, that might be the case. But Americans have a huge love affair with their national parks. And I think that national parks like this will be protected until there's absolutely no other options.
Well, the more I travel in America, the more extraordinary I find the landscape. Nature has gone just a little bit potty in this part of the world. It's a rather American characteristic to overdo it, and nature is very American here. I drive now into southern Montana, preparing to meet a semi-retired master of the universe. Ted Turner's energies these days are concentrated on saving the planet. After founding the pioneering news channel CNN and marrying Jane Fonda, he is, with over 2 million acres, the largest private landowner in America. Oh, and the media mogul owns 46,000 bison, which I'm hoping to be introduced to.
It's the largest land animal in North America, followed closely by the polar bear.
He squeezed me into a brief window for a healthy breakfast, and I've been warned that he has the powerful man's impatience with prattle. Yeah. Look at this, when the light hits the hills, it gets pretty good.
Those are mountains.
Mountains, sorry, that's terribly wrong of me, isn't it?
That's what we call them here.
Definitely mountains. How long will the snow stay? For another couple of weeks?
Depends on how warm it is.
That was a very, very dumb question.
We have a 40-mile border with the National Forest there, and at night, you can't see another human thing. There's not a single light from there, from horizon to horizon. Would you rather have
brunch-style eggs? No, seriously, I'm fine with granola. My doctor would approve.
That's right.
Ted's ranches are more than mere rural Xanadu's, however. He owns nearly 20% of the total number of buffalo in the U.S. How many ranches of bison do you have?
Approximately 10, give or take.
Their numbers had dwindled to the verge of extinction, and by his example, he's hoping to encourage U.S. ranchers to switch over from environmentally unfriendly cattle to these indigenous bison.
The reason that bison have a hump on their back is so they can snowplow down when their snow is deep so that they can get grass to eat. Cattle don't have the hump on their back. They'll starve to death.
Dairy cattle also produce huge amounts of gas and are profligate users of grasslands, both factors in climate change.
Why do you think there's so many deniers of global warming still around?
There were a lot of people that thought the world was flat. The terrorists believe they're going to get 40 virgins for blowing themselves up. You know, I mean, that's almost worth blowing yourself up. Right? Although I never understood what the appeal of virgins was.
Well, they might get a 70-year-old nun.
God forbid. There's a couple.
Oh, there we are. Look, on the...
Oh, all right, all right.
Yes.
Hip, hip, hooray.
Much for their tails, because if their tails start going up, then that means they're getting upset.
Either that or they're taking a dump. They also raise their tails when they go to the bathroom. So you don't know whether they're going to charge or take a leak.
Do they stampede? I mean,
They do.
They do, yeah.
My hopes that we'd be able to view these fearsome beasts from the safety of the car were soon dashed.
They may move away from us. Then they may charge us. Find out when we get a little closer.
Is there a particular response one should have if charged by a buffalo?
Run like hell.
Well, I'll remember that one. Are they slower uphill or downhill?
They're fast both ways.
Oh, damn.
Hi there. We come in peace.
It's a wonderful sight. There's something about that shape. It's so imprinted in one's imagination from illustrations as a child, and because they are as connected to this landscape as the mountains.
Yep.
They really
Yep, they are.
It's bye-bye bison, and time I allowed the state line with Idaho to give me a lesson in geography.